It goes deeper than just being a postmodern retro hip hop duo.
We flew too close to the sun.
It was destiny, destiny, destiny.
I love you, man.
I love you, Singer.
The love.
You starting on me?
The anger.
Come on, then.
Get that camera out of my face.
Well, you get that camera out of my face.
The laughter. The tears. This is the untold story of the duo that changed the history and future of postmodern retro hip-hop. This is the fall and fall of Zptqvms.
Hi, I'm Peachtree,
I'm Enough Respect.
and we're from the band Zptqvms. So it all started in the year 2000 AD with a drummer called Lisa, and we had a couple of practices
Jill?
with. Yeah, Jill, but she looked like a Lisa. That's why we called her that. That's why we always called her that, and to her face as well.
Yeah, but she was called Jill.
Yeah, but she looked more. We didn't call her Jill once. And anyway, so we practiced with Lisa.
Just
for
so
a
you
good-
know, her name was Jill.
So we practiced with Lisa for a good couple of practices, and they seemed to go well. But then, for some reason, after that, she just seemed to start not turning up, which is weird, and it's a shame, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the important thing was that we did get a proper drummer like 15 years later.
Yeah, that's right. We did. We met Beat Buddy online in 2015, and we took. Oh, yeah.
So this is where it all started. Runcho College.
Not here,
2000.
not in this building, because this building was built last year. The one that it started in has been knocked down.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's no point sort of coming here and filming all this if we're going to have that sort of attitude, is there? Hey,
Eskdale,
back in the year 2000,
80.
this is where a lot of the material from our seminal debut album Zptqvms we conceived it here.
Well, don't say conceived though. It sounds like we're having babies or something.
What, me and you having babies? How's that going to work?
So this is where we'd walk from building to building, singing one of our songs that we'd freshly made up, such as Heidi, 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 Leedy, Heidi, Heidi, Heido, Heidi, 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 Leedy, Heidi, Heidi, Heido, Heidi, Heidi, Leedy, Heidi, Heidi, Heido, Heidi, 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 Leedy, Heidi, Heidi, Heido.
Also, we would walk around the campus engaged in a specific conversation that started with good point.
Shit point.
Well, why did you say it then?
Do you think?
Why, that's reason.
Like it isn't.
Good point. Shit point. Why'd you say that? You did. Why, that's reason. Like it isn't. Good point.
We'd basically say that in a loop until, as long as it took us to get from one building to the next. For example, from Esdale to Dalehead. Dalehead signposted behind me there.
What the did you just call me?
You know, mate.
Are you looking at me and calling me a Dalehead?
So this is also where Vital Organ and Durda da Durda were written. This is also where I wrote the limericks that ended up being the lyrics to Raspberry Jam on the album. I wrote those limericks in a study period. During a study period, I'd hang out with my girlfriend and a few of my friends, but then when I made friends with you, for some reason, like, my girlfriend split up with me and my circle of friends just seem to not include me anymore. I don't know why, but...
Sorry about that.
And this is that bridge with the personal stairs.
Because we used to film stuff. Not
Really windy here today, but Zptqvms are hard as nails.
we go now. Ridiculous.
What do you mean?
So all that material was written back in 2000 AD, which was the era of CDs at the time, and then shortly after went to MP3s, but it wasn't until about 2015 that was the era of streams and downloads, really, that we then, managed to record our first album on compact disc.
Everybody's talking about fish on wheels.
Fish on wheels.
Fish on wheels. I'd rather talk about the lion in my laundry, trying to inform me he's lying in the dryer. I'll be ironing him shortly. Everybody's talking about frogs on stilts.
Currently at our rehearsal studio at the moment.
Our mixing desk there. Laptop speaker.
Get the microphone.
Zptqvms, Zptqvms, available. It's going to be available £23.93. It should be available online and in good record shops like HMV and MTV.
So when we released our first music video from Zptqvms, we went from nobody knowing who we were to like 43 views on YouTube overnight. I mean, how do you deal with something like that?
I mean, any band or artist who's had that sudden meteoric rise to double-figure views is always going to struggle.
Meteors fall, don't they?
You what, sorry?
You said meteoric rise. Meteors fall, though.
I think you're thinking of meteorites. They're the thing. Meteorites are the things that fall to Earth. Meteors can only be seen in the sky. They get burnt up, so they don't land.
Well, they don't land, but they do fall to a degree through the atmosphere. That's how they get burnt up. And either way, they certainly don't rise, do they?
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah. So what's an asteroid?
But of course, a level of success went to his head, and well, he formed an addiction. At first, he was just taking a nap here and there, and then it just got so he was just sleeping all the time. We just noticed he was just sleeping all the time. It was like day and night, and there was no end to it. It just got worse and worse. So can we cut, please? By this point, they were only giving it 60%, whereas at the beginning, they were giving it 100%.
So we just come out of one of our tribute acts, the PGN Duncan thing, and this Richard Lightswitch character comes up to us. He's like wearing a black suit, he's got a cigar and everything. Proper boss man, like cliche type. And he's coming up to us, offering us a record deal, wasn't he?
Yeah, and we were very confused, but he explains it to us, like he's saying, like his boys apparently hadn't written anything for 5 years. So he said, we'll give you two boys a shot, and it's like, yeah, it sounds like right, Kenny, it sounds mint that.
Aye, what would we call it? Something like Zippity
Zptqvms, wasn't it? I think.
Hadn't written out for 5 years. When I first signed Zptqvms to my label, they'd written and recorded a 20-track album. They were doing gigs, they were making music videos, they were always putting promotional videos on their Facebook page. We can just drop in a little clip of one of their promo vids there, and then cut back to this.
Celebrate good times, come on.
What I failed to realize at the time was that all of this productivity was largely dependent on them being under the age of 35. Okay, that's when you get stuff done. Now, since they turned 35, which was about 4 years ago now, I know how old they nearly are. Don't even go there. But since then, they've done one song. All right? One verse and one chorus long. They didn't even bother to do a proper music video for it because they couldn't be arsed. They just threw a bunch of still images on there.
Do insects ever get indigestion? Is Tim Henman a Frenchman in a second dimension?
I mean, admittedly, the song is a work of genius. But the fact that I'd signed those guys to a 5-album deal, I mean, that's a real kick in the nuts.
As well as the addiction, he started developing an unhealthy obsession with a particular YouTube personality, Rick Beato, and it got to a point where he was making me dress up as him and pretend to be him.
What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Beato.
Hey everyone, I'm Rick Beato.
What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Beato.
So with the addiction and the obsession, plus the fact that I hadn't written anything new in about 5 years for the band, he'd had enough. Respect went out the window, and he started his own solo career. He brought his own album out, Nuff's Nuff. He even brought out his own autobiography, Nuff Said. It was at that point that I thought I might never see him again. So can we cut, please?
So finally, thankfully, he got the sleeping under control, got the help he needed, and he sorted it out. Didn't he, Peach? Peach?
So I did rehab and got my sleeping habits sorted. Beat Buddy's still in there for his heroin addiction, actually. But I gave Nuff a phone call and I said, look, Nuff, Nuff's Nuff. We need to get this back together. We set the world ablaze. We need to recapture that spark to rekindle that fire. I said we need to get some gigs going again. And to prepare for those gigs, we need to have some sets. And he misheard that, didn't you, babe?
Yeah, and we made love.
It seems kind of strange that you've only ever sold one copy of your album to date, and yet you sold out an entire arena on this gig.
Yeah, we sold the album.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the other thing is as well, like, it's a really successful comeback.
Yeah.
And it kind of doesn't really go with the documentary title, you know, The Fall and Fall of Zptqvms.
Yeah, but what you got to remember is we sold the album.